Renzi. I think you are going to like him. I am quite sure you're going to want to know more about him. Dan Renzi is a nurse. He lives in Kansas. Except for right now, he lives in New York City because he came to New York City from Kansas to help.
Hi, it's me. I'm back home after another night of wild, exciting coronavirus fun on the night shift in New York. When I was in nursing school, I was talking with some friends and we were going around the group discussing why we all signed up to be a nurse. And honestly, when I signed up for nursing school, I had these visions of myself working for a cosmetic dermatologist or something. You know, I'd go to work and the Real Housewives would come in and they'd get a little facial filler and a lot of gossip. And we'd have fun. And if you told me that just not too many years after I graduated that I would be living in a hotel in New York while I was, putting bodies in body bags because this mysterious virus was mowing down everybody's grandparents. How do you process that? And I didn't have to come, but at the same time I kind of did. And I'm like, well, if I don't come, who will, But it does not make it any easier. We got to call families. We got to call a family today because, families aren't allowed in the room. They're not allowed in the building. And of course, people know that it's coming, that phone call, but it doesn't make it any easier. Stay home, everybody, please.
One of my jobs here at this hospital is I'm the guy who ties the toe tags on people and gets them ready to be sent to the morgue. And they have me do this because I'm the biggest one on the floor and I can lift them easily in bed. So I've been looking at a lot of faces. And I keep seeing my parents. And if you could please, I'm 1,500 miles away from home. If I can't do anything about it here, so I'm just gonna ask you guys a favor. If any of you ever see my parents out and about, just tell them to go home. We do not need to go into the store. My father retired 10 years ago and has watched TV every day since then. And now that the government's told him that he needs to stay home, suddenly the man has hobbies. He's got to leave and go around town. And he's shouting at the TV, this is bull. But, we're busting our asses here doing CPR on intubated patients. And my father's driving around town. So, please, if you see him out, just tell them to go home. They do not need to be out. They can wait this out. This will be over.
This will be over. On the last word here after my show, Lawrence O'Donnell has been featuring for a few nights now the 7 p.m. clap, the citywide cheers that New Yorkers are giving for healthcare workers every night. And sometimes those displays of gratitude come with a huge loud exclamation point, like when New York firefighters join in outside the hospitals and they not only clap, they put the sirens on from the fire trucks to really make it impossible to miss, even for the health workers inside the hospitals. But most nights it is just night after night, New Yorkers cheering and clapping. And part of the reason I wanted you to see these dispatches from Dan Renzi, who you may remember, you may recognize him from MTV's The Real World back in the 90s. You might remember him from then. But part of the reason I wanted you to see these dispatches from him in his new life as a nurse who has come from Kansas to work in New York City is because I feel like we all should really see from the perspective of a health worker, in his case, from the perspective of a nurse, who wanted his nursing career to be a glamorous Real Housewives-like drama, but who instead came to New York to work the night shift in hospitals in Brooklyn and the Bronx to help. I feel like we should all see not just what those cheering episodes for the health workers look like to all of us. I feel like we should all see what those feel like to somebody who those cheers are for. One of the hardest hit hospitals in one of the hardest hit places on earth right now has been St. Barnabas Hospital in the Bronx, where I would like you to meet someone else. This is Ernie Patty. He is an emergency room physician at St. Barnabas.